Now, we could invite them, but have they filled out Form F17G-9?
I don't know if they have.
Did they do that 2.5 weeks ago?
We're live now, too, so everyone gets to hear us complain about bureaucrats.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. This episode of the Defenders of Cobalt will be brought to you by bureaucracy within 7 to 10 business days.
Oh, that's amazing. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the goddamn show. We're going to play some Pathfinder, I think. That's what we're going to try and do. We'll see if it happens. We may just have a meeting about it and see if, playing Pathfinder is, something that we want to have a meeting to talk about.
Yeah, a meeting to plan the meeting.
A meeting to plan the meeting. We have to have a meeting to set the agenda for the meeting.
Yeah,
that sounds right. That sounds right. This hurts a little bit, so it has to be right.
Yeah, we're going to have a dynamic change where we take the exact same characters with all the exact same stats, just import them into a completely different game module, and everything we're fine.
That could be fun.
Paradigm shift, you might say.
Yeah. That could be fun. All right. Yeah, welcome to the show. We're going to play some Pathfinder. Let's get some introductions in there. Just who the fuck are you? Where can we find you? And who are you playing? We'll go in the order of the overlay, which means Bart gets to start.
I guess that's me. I'm Bert. I'm playing a character for sure tonight. I've seemed to have forgotten the name, so I've got to look it up real quick here. I am Mornev, which I play all the time. I should remember
You should have known that.
Yeah. Right. I'm an ice elf. I like to burn things. I like to threaten to burn things. That's what my character does.
That's beautiful.
We'll let you burn.
It's quite effective too.
Soon, I think.
Yeah. That's really all I have to say, Chuck. We'll catch things at the end.
Sure. Yeah. Next up, the person under Bert, but you all have to figure out who that is.
Oh God, am I being managed now?
Yeah, you are. Dan, that's you.
Manager.
Make noises, Dan.
I thought I was doing that already. Oh no. I'm Dan with the Defenders of Cobalt, and I'm playing Sherbert, our detective wizard, who I just come up with stupid things to do that sound amusing and fun with my magic.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
Swinging over to the other side, up at the top, there's a Jake.
I'm Jake, and you can find me here every now and then. I am going to be playing a seer elf named Beaker because even though he's a magical critter, he himself despises magic and prefers alchemy.
Very cool. The thinking man's magic. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Anyway, Jeff, save us.
Oh gosh, it's too much pressure.
Yeah,
so I'm playing. Who am I playing? Who the hell am I playing? I'm playing Puck. I'm playing Puck, who is a hobgoblin ranger bounty hunter, and likes to hack people to bits. He's a leech clipper. So he used to, so his big thing is that he used to hunt down deserters and such and contract violators, and he can do things with flails and stuff like that.
Nice.
He is he's a relatively intelligent, well-rounded chap. Not necessarily the greatest at anything, but pretty good at pretty much everything. So, yeah.
There we go. All right. Last but not least, our favorite bureaucrat of the group. Such hatred. Jeremy.
That's good. Well, the good thing about that is it'll help bleed over into my rage as I play Barbar, the spirit-touched barbarian, who is basically a paladin trapped in a barbarian's body. Yeah.
There we go. Very cool. All right. So last session, you all went to an orphanage.
Yeah.
And you had rumors that there was a shitload of kids disappearing from this orphanage. And in investigation, you found that this orphanage was abusing and kidnapping these poor orphans after making them orphans by disappearing their parents. You found a secret lair underneath the orphanage. You dug through it. You found an evil cultist. You took him out. They had some weird little vials of chemicals that they kept trying to do something with, but you all were quick on the draw and kept them from doing anything and kept me from doing cool things in combat, but that's fine. That's totally fine. I don't resent you at all. What else? Am I missing anything else on that? Does anything, stand out to anyone that you want to add to our recap?
Did you mention the note we got with the sister aberrance, who's a blood abhorrent, and I don't know, something big going on, like a leftover from the days of the previous regime, something like that.
I'll pop that note up so people can read
Aberrance. It. There we go.
Yeah. There's our note. Yeah. Had some weird stuff in it. Something is definitely afoot, but I believe when we left off last session after the fight, there was a conversation that something about the layout of this place didn't make sense. There's no way this dude who was down here could get in and out through the orphanage. So there was a suspicion that there might be another secret way in and out. And that's where we're picking up.
All right.
So yeah, let's just start there.
So has anyone inspected like the altar and stuff over there? If not, Puck will go start taking a gander, seeing if there's anything of interest.
Yeah. If you want to do a skill check for that, I'd just take a perception, unless you have something.
Perception?
Some specific lore skill or something like that would tie into it. Perception's fine.
No, I don't.
Don't think so? Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't got anything specifically for trap, so I just accidentally rolled initiative. My bad.
Uh-oh.
There we go. 19.
19. That's a good roll. Yeah, looking over it, you can see that it is a hand-carved kind of statue. It's sitting on a very small dais. Wow, my bit rate has dropped down to like nothing. Oh, now it's up to 10,000. So, wow, it's going all over. This is exciting.
It's a roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster. But yeah, looking over it, looks like a hand-carved statue. Of course, everything's statues hand-carved back then. They don't, cast form stone. That's weird.
It's bespoke cultist stuff.
Yeah, it's bespoke cultist stuff. Looking it over, you kind of give it a good feel, make sure there's no hidden like levers or anything. This big, gnarly looking demonic kind of entity sitting at the base of this statue between its feet is that same kind of holy symbol you saw before for that whatever that was that you got out of the, let me remember, it's in my notes.
It's on the what's it called, the monsters,
the monsters
from the, from the starting point, like when we were at the protest.
Lamish 2, the mother of monsters. It's got that same holy symbol on it, but you don't find any kind of moving components or anything that would lead you to believe that there's any kind of secret door hidden around here. Looking around the room, you do see that there are these kind of stuffed beast heads. There's a tiger, looks like a large warthog, a rhino, some kind of like large lizard creature, maybe like a basilisk or something like that. There's these statues in the back corners, which are kind of like smaller versions of the central altar. And there's these torches mounted in sconces along the walls.
Check out the statue that I just moved my token.
Sure. If you want to give me the same kind of perception test.
Perception. Okay. I do that, I think.
13. That's fine. Yeah, looking it over, you kind of get the same thing. It doesn't have the holy symbol on it, but it's still, just a statue sitting there. You don't see any signs that it connects to anything, any kind of hidden doorways or anything.
I think I'll check out one of these sconces up yonder.
Yeah, give me another perception test.
Alrighty. Bing, bang, boom.
15. I'll tell you that. You start checking these sconces out. All identical. They're more like large, kind of like oil-style lanterns mounted to the walls. Except for, looking around, you can see that this one here, although it's shaped the exact same, it's actually a like an actual torch slotted into it. Yeah.
I will grab hold of this torch and pull up, push down, twist it around, and just finagle with it.
You spend a few minutes wiggle it around, pull it. Eventually, you realize that it rotates, And as you rotate it, a door behind this basilisk head slides open, revealing a passage behind it.
Haha, our suspicions were confirmed.
And as it slides open, you can see it's like the tunnel leading into this room. It looks like it was like hand dug, reinforced with timbers. And you can see it just disappears off into the darkness.
Do we hear anything coming from down there, like running water, voices, anything like that?
So yeah, you give it a quick listen. I'll just roll over your earlier perception test. And you can hear what sounds like some dripping, a little bit of running water somewhere down there. It's kind of like a distant echo of it. You don't hear any signs of voices or movement, but there's definitely some kind of wet environment further down.
I might go and have my unseen servant pick up my invisible rope again, if that's even possible. Or do I need to wait for it to become visible again?
So did you use that rope?
We tied that one guy up with it. And
So I would say on the action of him being bound, it would become a visible rope. So if you want to invisible that rope again, you certainly can.
I wish I could, but
Okay.
the spell slot is consumed.
Okay.
It is still a very awesome use of that spell.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
For everyone but Chuck.
For everyone but me.
Yeah.
Shall we push into here?
Yeah,
See if where this leads.
I think. Oh, I was just going to put it out there. I had a couple questions that I wanted to share with people smarter than me before they lose here. Like, I feel like maybe when we get around later, we should probably see who would have collected bodies from the square if they were looking to collect bodies, because that's probably a lead. And like, if they scouted the parents and had somebody ready, maybe we can look at the connection between the parents.
Okay. Throw that
I'm probably
on
going to forget that after the next time we get in a fight.
Yeah, throw
Well,
that
I'll
on
let y'all
the to-do
know
list.
Also, I have no level 1 spell slots left, and my familiar is out. So
Okay. Oh, that's right, because your familiar escorted those kids back to the temple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you
okay.
have a knife or a sling or something to
I
be
got
of use?
cantrips still. So
Okay, then everything is fine then. Let us go.
no more great gimmicks.
Okay.
Bring up the rear, and I want to jam the door so that make sure that we can get back through it.
Sure.
Doesn't lock behind us or anything.
Okay. I'm sure you've got some small piton or something like that, or you can find. I think the dude maybe had a dagger on him or something. You could easily wedge in there to force it, so that way it can't move. But yeah, you all head down this tunnel. I don't have a map, so we're doing the old-fashioned theater of the mind. Congratulations. And it goes down maybe 50 yards. Yeah, that's a dead end, Jeff.
I can't go any further. I think we are trapped.
And eventually it breaks into what seems like the sewer system. These giant, lead and stone labyrinths under the city. Looks very old, but still in proper working condition. And you can see this tunnel that you kind of enter into. It goes off towards where we're at. I want to say it kind of cuts towards the east, and it also cuts towards the west. So you're presented with a left or right option.
He left. Is that not the proper procedure? I believe yes.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, the left is always the right.
I follow.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're following this large tunnel going left, and you're walking for quite a ways. You don't necessarily come across anything exciting. You can see rats scurrying off in the distance, waste kind of following through the little trough ravine thing in the center of this. Eventually it opens up into this giant, initially you think this giant underground cavern. until you realize that it's a built structure. You're looking around and you can see overhead there's this reinforced stone ceiling above you, and there's this odd rumbling noise as you look, and all these giant stone pillars to your left and to your right, maybe some kind of causeway, underground causeway or something like that. And you realize that you're probably, with as long as you've been walking, and the sounds overhead and the odd shape of the structure overhead, that you actually might be under the river that cuts off Bone Row from the rest of the town. Almost like the river itself is not so natural and more like a giant canal that had been created.
That's kind of interesting. Apparently well built too.
Yeah. But kind of looking around through the darkness here, you can actually see there's countless other outlets and inlets for the sewer system under the town going into this giant causeway. But you can see on the far side across this thing, a couple 100 yards, there's one opening that actually has a torch kind of set up, on a crude sconce against the wall. It's burning low, like maybe it's been there for a while, just a touch more than embers at this point.
We seen any signs of, tracks of people moving back and forth through here, drag tracks, cart tracks, footprints if it's not stone, something like that?
It is stone, but yeah, if you want to give me a search test for that, skills, perception always works fine. Or if you want to do, I would take a survival test for tracking. That would be fine as well.
Do you have if of the two, I'd prefer perception.
Take the one you'd prefer.
All right. 18.
So looking through, this giant causeway, there's this thin layer of mud along the lower parts, and you can actually see what looks like the remains of cart tracks, and they do head towards that opening with the torch on the other end.
Bears, we are not the only ones to have taken this path recently. There are cart tracks all over here, perhaps a way for them to bring bodies from further into the city.
Could be.
We should move forward quietly. With that flame ahead, we do not know how recently someone was last here to light it.
Okay. Whoever's going to take lead on that, I'd like you to go and give me a stealth roll.
I've been doing such, so I guess I can do that.
Okay, so
I can go with you too if you don't want to be alone. Yeah, I have decent stealth.
In theory, I'm trained in stealth, but I've failed every time I've tried. Okay. So there's no reason you would believe I'm stealthy.
I've also got that ability that covers the whole group.
Oh yeah, well, let's just go with that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You took assurance. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Natural one. Oh shit.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
There we go.
Yeah, so Morneth, you lead the way. You're following this. You can find, as you move into the tunnel, you can see the dried, kind of muddy remains of this tracks from whatever this cart is. And as you follow it, you get the sense that you're moving deeper into the city proper. You can see more of these tunnels coming off of the sides. You're walking, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes following these cart tracks as this larger central tunnel kind of snakes around here and there. And occasionally you start finding these strange, think of like maintenance shafts that actually go down deeper underground. And no markings. You can look, they've got the, metal ladders built into the sides of these chutes heading down.
Do these ladders look like they're just old and decrepit? Do they look like they're maintained, or
they don't look maintained? They're old, they're rust covered, slick with filth and, slime. But they look sturdy. They look like they were very well built at the beginning. So if you were to take one of these, you feel confident, at least initially, that they would be strong enough to support your weight. But it's as you're kind of inspecting these, eventually you find one that's got like a placard hanging above it. And let me show you a fun little handout so you can see what it says. So the sizing on this is a little weird. So if it shows up as just a weird blank rectangle, you just kind of have to expand it in the bottom corner.
Yeah, those are words.
It's got some strange markings in a language that initially none of you are familiar with. But it's got, little arrows indicating down. But the cart tracks continue along the main tunnel past this.
It seems like a detour from where we were going. I was curious if I did like a society check, if that might help me. Not necessarily understand the language, but maybe know something about it. Like, oh, there was maybe some other language that was used here at some point in time.
You can roll it.
And if it's a really high check, that's totally fair.
Yeah, no, you can totally roll it.
Yeah, that's probably not good enough.
Absolutely foreign. You're not familiar with the lore of the city, the history of it, of, any languages outside of the more commonly used ones. You may not know a whole lot of language, but being a wizard, being somewhat learned, you've seen enough of them floating around, and this doesn't look familiar in the least, if you...
Okay. Maybe I'll take a copy of it down real quick.
Okay, yeah. You spend a few minutes and you give yourself a, duplicate, a marking of it. That way you can reference it later if needed.
Sounds good. Do
Okay.
we continue on for the wagon for now then, or?
I believe that would be best.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't see any indication that like someone's gone
Mm-mm.
kind of down that recently. Yeah,
No.
can make mental note and return later if we want to explore further, or we can hit one of the libraries within the city and perhaps find the source of this language.
Yep.
That's a
Okay.
good idea.
Okay. Morneth, I'm still saying you're in the lead as you're all following along. Still kind of following the tracks. Maybe you lose it every now and then. You pick it back up. Still, just you're heading deeper into the main city. You do see signs of habitation here and there.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this a natural tunnel, or was it like an old mine, or what does the structure look like?
It's a large metallic underground tunnel, like perfectly round, kind of little steps off the side, so that way there's a walking path along the side where the waste flows through the center.
Okay,
It's,
so
yeah.
the town sewer sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's okay.
but you've never probably encountered a sewer this large or well constructed. I mean, this would be a huge feat of engineering.
Yeah.
But yeah. You continue on.
Given that information, as I'm moving along, I'm going to keep out for any markings or etchings on the walls. If this was planned like city project thing, there must be like notations as to where you are in the city, notes, anything like that. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for.
Okay. You don't find any other ones that match this.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, though, still kind of following this trail, you do find something that's been like etched or carved into the wall crudely. So it's not like it was part of the original construction of this. Like someone went in with like a, you know, a metal object, like a dagger or a nail or something, and etched a small symbol into the wall. And it's right next to a side opening, which also you can see these cart tracks go into the same side opening. And let me show you what that looks like.
Can I lay on my theory for you guys right now?
Go for it while I'm getting this pulled up.
These might be like towards the market, and maybe those crates that had the monsters in them were hauled in here on the wagon. So maybe we're heading towards the destination and maybe not the source.
Could be. We know that they are connected in some way.
There's my theory.
Let's see. What's
A cave theory.
any rogues in the party? Any thieves? You?
I'm trained in thievery.
Does anyone have Thieves Camp?
Oh. Yeah, unless you just get that. No.
I think it's something. If you got the thief class, you should have Thieves Camp. And you recognize this on the wall. This is Thieves Camp.
Okay.
And very specifically in Thieves Camp, it says, don't go inside. Let me open this up so I make sure I tell you the specific words that it's coming out. Sorry, people on stream, you're going to see my file explorer. There we go. Let's see. This is...
Thieves Camp, a slightly more highbrow version of hobo signs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, essentially. Let's see. I got to find this file real quick. Gosh, of course it's hiding from me.
As it do.
What is this alphabet thing? Did I put it in Foundry?
What do the letters mean?
I'm looking for it.
I think the other one, the previous sign said, "You must be this tall to take ride."
There's probably a really cool ride that we just haven't found yet.
So a
Underground
very
roller
fun
coaster.
movie once. The minecart chase. It's a wonderful, wonderful film. And someone ripped another person's heart out from their chest. It kind of got a little weird at times, and
I mean,
started
that's
to
what
wonder
happens
a
if you're
bit
too
about
tall.
what is this rated for? I don't know.
I assume that's the consequence for riding if you're too tall, right?
I think so.
That could be.
You get to the end
That's a
and
good point.
they're just like yoink.
All you ever really have to do is tear one person's heart out just to send a message, and then no one else will do it.
Maybe.
Still looking for it.
So meetings, guys. Let's
Let's talk about meetings.
Let's revisit.
Oh boy.
We're coming
Well,
back around to this.
Chuck is right now. He's role playing the one guy on your Zoom meeting that didn't know he wasn't muted while he was muttering
That's
to
what
himself.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
The
So
person
anyway,
who's supposed to be presenting,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
freeze when they try to share screen with you.
I give up. I'm not looking up. It says something along the line: "Do not enter dangerous monsters."
Oh, that sounds like a perfect place for it to do not that.
You know, I mean, thieves in general, we don't warn each other about things. If there's a warning here, it's obviously meant to throw us off.
That's it. I found it. I did put it in Foundry. So yeah, if anyone wants to,
Yeah,
I'll just show it to
read
everyone.
out.
So Bert, if you want to see a more
wow.
accurate translation,
It is hobo sign.
it is
That's
essentially it is
awesome.
hobo signs, yeah. But yeah, it's do not enter. Do not go this way. Danger inside. Monsters.
Okay,
Okay.
I will let everyone know.
I noticed it didn't say free food here, which I assume would be a trap. So
Could be. Usually, when someone puts up Thieves Camp, just like when they put up a hobo signs, they try to make it as accurate as possible. So, usually they don't use Thieves Camps or hobo signs to trick
They're
people.
not throwing each other off then.
Right. It's one of the, the unwritten rules of the road. Right, Jake?
Honor amongst thieves. Yeah.
Just like in Dark Souls, those
That's
messages
exactly
that
what I was
say roll
thinking.
off the edge here for treasure. There's always treasure at the bottom.
Anyway, so yeah. You don't find any more of signs or markings in that weird language you saw before, but you do see this small thing in Thieves Camp pointing into this tunnel that cart also ventured into.
I mean, if the cart went, then we probably should too.
Yeah. And
I agree. Barbar. What is the name of the? It wasn't a Barbar who knew about Mother of Monsters.
yeah, Lamashtu.
So if the
I
Mother
don't
of
agree about
Monsters
it.
is the issue, and this message says there are monsters down this path. Again, the two could be connected. This could be a disciple of Lamashtu or some sort of creature associated with Lamashtu.
Yep, that sounds like math to me. So let's go get our faces kicked in and hopefully learn something.
The mood to stab something.
So yeah, if you all turn down this side tunnel, maybe 50 yards at most, it cuts in, and eventually you come across a wall, like a wooden wall made out of like some cobbled together like bricks, boards, that's been right across it. So just you go to a dead end, but there's a door in this crudely made wall. It's got a latch on the outside, like a simple like cattle latch. So giant hook with a tab on it, and there's a cord that goes up and over the wall. I hit my hat. So it looks like someone on the other side could pull the cord and it would open the latch. You're also quiet.
Just grab it. You try that one more time.
Cattle
trying to,
latch.
Picture it.
So
So
like
there's a cattle latch.
So like
Say
a
it again?
big, like, like a screen door latch, big metal that's bent down, but it's got a tab on it. And it's holding this door shut. And there's a cord that goes
Gotcha.
up and over inside the wall. So
Okay.
that way, if you're on this side, you can just lift the latch and the door opens.
Okay.
If you're on the inside, you can pull the cord on the other side and
In case
it'll,
you get stuck.
yeah.
That's on my chicken coop.
See? Bert
Does
gets
that
it.
mean there's someone on the other side then?
Possibly.
Can I give it a once over just to see if it's trapped in any way?
Absolutely, you can.
All right, I think that just falls
Please
under your
do.
thief skills.
Yeah.
Thievery.
Not bad. You actually find there is a crude kind of trap on it. It's not designed to hurt. It's more of just an alarm. You can see there is a thin steel cord that stretches along the bottom of the door. And both sides go in. You're not sure what it does, but it's got a little bit of give to it. So you could easily just kind of pull it down and open the door over it.
Okay.
So yeah. And if that's what you do on the other side of this door, you could see there's a whole bunch of tin cans rigged up to the other side. So if you just carelessly open the door, it would just
Make a lot of noise.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So can I just carefully
Oh yeah.
figure that so that it doesn't do that?
Yeah,
and
not a problem.
Open it up. Okay.
So when you do open the door, it smelled bad. You're in the sewer, so it smelled bad anyway. But on the other side of this door, immediately it smells like just like sour, like real pungent, like vinegar. And there's just flies swarming everywhere on the other side. And you can look and you can see the tunnel continues for a little while, but then it opens up into a chamber. And as you kind of, move forward, you can see that this chamber is full of empty cages, like what you saw in the basement of that orphanage. All of them are empty. You can see that there are some blood stains under some of the cages. There's a side passage that opens up. But one thing that catches you also in here, they've got kind of an area built up with bricks and lumber. And they've got a bunch of crates stacked on top of this. And they all look identical to the crates that you found in the market.
Yeah, the bloodstains, is anything recent or is it all dried? And
There's a couple of them where it's still wet. It's old enough that it looks like the blood's kind of congealing. There's flies crawling over it. But yeah, there's some that are still moist. But there's some other ones where it's dried out.
Are these crates shut? Are they opened?
Looks like the lids are all off of them. Kind of
Okay.
stacked
I'm not sure
behind
if, like,
them.
any of them were preloaded or not.
They're not. You can see up on this dry area next to the crates, there is a large barrel that does have its lid on.
I may pop off some detect magic here.
Okay. So
Just in case.
it just gives you basic information right off the bat. I will point out one thing, that with your detect magic, this barrel just comes up. You're not really detecting anything in this immediate area, but this barrel itself is like void. It's like a dark spot.
Okay, so maybe this is that powdered,
Powdered
metal.
iron. Yeah.
powdered iron. Maybe we check into that real fast.
Yeah. If you hop up there and pull the lid off this barrel, it's got a little rope handle on the top. It's about half full of this dark gray powder, which matches exactly to that powdered iron that you found before.
So we found where it's coming from, it seems.
Also, I forgot to point out, setting opposite of the cages, you do see a hand cart. Nothing's in the cart, but the inside of it is just completely, that rust brown wood has been soaked with blood.
So the handcart, is it on a rail then?
No, just one of those where, like a big
Or just-
wheelbarrow.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you meant like a minecart handcart.
No.
So, Beaker, would it do you any good for you to have some of this powdered iron? Do you feel like we should take it with us?
As much of it as we can. I'll try to make some. I'm not using my alchemist tools at the moment. I'll stuff some flasks and my namesake full of them.
Yeah. You can spend a handful of minutes loading up. There's a scoop inside, like a large pewter, like coffee scoop.
Oh wait, what am I thinking? Frig that! I'm gonna take the barrel, put it in the wheelbarrow,
Okay, just take the whole thing. Sure.
Yeah.
It's heavy.
and their cart. Screw them.
Even the being half empty, it's still a good 100 200 pounds. Like, it's got a lot of weight to it.
Oh yeah.
But as you're all kind of doing this, there is that side passage, and you hear something fall and shatter like it was glass.
can we see anything down the passage?
So if you move up to the entrance, you can see it's another chamber, another circular chamber made out of this same metal material as like the rest of these tunnels are. It's got a platform built over most of the ground, keeping a good barrier from the water, with some crude steps going up to it. And you can see that it's just full of tables. And you can see looks like there's bodies on these tables.
There's to be some kind of laboratory in here.
Oh,
I think before I do anything else, I'm gonna take one of my flasks of silver sheen and then dump it in Mornath's quiver to coat his arrows so that they count as silver for the next hour.
Cool. As you're taking these few moments to coat these arrows, you hear a very odd, high-pitched, rapid laugh come out of this room.
The room that I'm looking into, or the room
Yeah,
that we're
room
in?
you're looking into.
Okay. We are not alone.
Who wants to go first?
I shall go with you, Barbar, this move.
Oh boy.
I'll draw an arrow and soften them up before they go into pummel.
Yeah.
I'll
Looks
make
like
sure
two
that my
of my
unseen
1,000
servant
weapons.
is near.
Oh, real quick. Taking us off topic for just a second, because I want to show this off, because I'm probably shouldn't on stream, but I'm going to anyway. You all have access to this, if it loads.
Our
There
Oh
we go.
yeah.
I went ahead and
okay,
just
I'll-
made up a bunch of names, but we can still come up with stories for these people.
I'm so excited.
Long pig. Oh my god.
Yeah, some great names in there. But what I was actually wanting to show you, this room isn't entirely accurate. It's the best map I could find. Thank you, 2 Minute Tabletop. People should go back them on Patreon.
Ooh.
That's some nice looking maps.
As you kind of move in, Mornath, Puck, Barbar, you can see up there's a portion of it's raised, and it's actually kind of configured into a living area. And there's kind of like this table here, and you can see there's something meaty on this table with this strange figure kind of standing over it, doing something. Occasionally you hear this strange high-pitched laughter. Looking around, you can see all the tables around here, bodies laid out. Some look like children, some look like adults, all in various states of dissection. Some of them maybe even move, so maybe a little bit of vivisection.
Is this figure responding to us at all, like moving in?
Seems like they're engrossed in their work. They haven't noticed yet.
I'm gonna go ahead and have how much ceiling room is there in here? Is it pretty
About 30
low?
feet up.
Okay, I'll definitely
Tall
go ahead and
ceilings.
have my my unseen servant take the now not invisible rope up there and prepare for rope drop of confusion.
Sure.
Because why not? I mean, I can't make it bind him, but it might still throw him off.
Okay, so you put your unseen servant, it floats up with this rope. What's everyone else doing?
Just gonna let everybody else set up for what they want because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be subtle.
I'm going to take my second deal of
Or
silver
mine.
sheen and coat 10 of my bullets with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have just an arrow drawn and knocked, and I'm gonna let it loose as our frontline guys head in.
Okay. Puck and Barbar, do you start wading in? Okay.
Yeah.
Mornath, go ahead and roll me that.
Okay, it's just one of those things where I get advantage because he doesn't know you're there. or
I'm
this is when we
gonna-
find out that
I'm going to
He
give
knows we're there.
a little adjustment on the AC because you are catching them by surprise.
Okay. Okay, why didn't it just roll?
So on, did you find it?
Yeah, I got it now.
All right.
Oof.
23.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Not critical range, but you hit. So you want to give me damage on that.
Nice.
Not bad.
And on him shooting, I'll probably just go ahead and have my unseen servant and just spaghetti some rope onto him.
So here's what we're going to do right now. Your
Hmm.
rope, is it invisible?
Not anymore.
Okay, so all of a sudden, an arrow flies, rope drops on the ground. Barbar and Puck are closing in, and this is where we're going to start initiative.
Okay.
So if you want to go to the fight tab, you can roll your initiative there. As this person quickly whips around after being bitten by this arrow. Let me clear this. Where
I'm
are
just
we?
hoping maybe the rope will cause them some concern or something like that at this point. No real effect.
As this creature whips around, and you can see they do this weird high-pitched laugh again. You can see under this ratty hood is this snout, like dog-like snout coming out. Their arms are fur covered with spots on it. Those of you who have done some adventuring, seen some sights, would immediately recognize this as some kind of gnoll.
I don't like it.
So, we're going to begin combat. This gnoll, she gets to go first. I got a 28 on my initiative there, so she uses an action immediately to issue some kind of command. And you can see what you thought were kind of two corpses in the corners start kind of moving and coming to life. And you can see that they look like that thing, this big flesh golem looking thing with bits of like technology and steel and like vats connected into its body as two of these things start standing up.
That looks terrifying.
No, sit down, sit back down. Bad demonic amalgamation.
So the next thing she's going to do, she's going to spend 2 actions. She's going to cast a spell. And right next to Puck, all of a sudden in front of you, like light kind of sparks up for a second and then coalesces together into this really gnarly, crude, like scythe floating in the air. And it takes a swing at you.
Oh my.
Let me see if I can figure out how to cast this real quick.
A little bit of holy weapon, spiritual weapon action going on here.
Yeah. And then we're going to swing this. 14 to hit.
I am too elusive for this spectral weaponry.
So yeah, it takes a swing at you, but you easily deflect it. As
Quick dodge.
these two creatures... Nimble dodge. Very cool. They are next.
Oh, what assholes.
Yeah. Let's see. But they're slow. So the first one starts lumbering towards Puck, but doesn't get close enough. While the next one does have enough movement to come up right next to Barbar. So instead of swinging at you, you can see this weird kind of cage over its head. Its mouth pulls apart. You can see the flesh of its lip kind of rips like it's been kind of closed for so long. The skin almost started to fuse. And it just starts vomiting out this chunky green yellowish bile all over you, Barbar. You need to give me a reflex save.
Okay. Reflex. There you are.
Okay, you pass it. So you only take 5 points of damage as it starts to kind of like steam and burn as it connects with you.
That is incredibly gross.
Mornith, comes around to your turn.
So I'm going to shoot at one of these that hasn't been engaged yet. So I guess
Okay.
this one right there.
Cool.
Right. Sorry. It's very slow to move things here. Okay, here we go. 22.
Yeah, that's a hit. Not critical, but that is a hit. 8 points of damage. Cool.
Am I blocking the tunnel, by the way, by me staying here? If
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm going to stay put. If I am blocking, I'm going to move.
No, there's enough room that people could move past you.
Okay. In which case, can I take another shot at the...
Yeah.
So...
Oh, wow. 23.
Nice.
So that does bump that up to a critical hit. Critical hit. Wow, 22 damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
So with that critical hit, you are going to get a +2 circumstance bonus to your AC until the end of your next turn.
Okay.
But that 22 damage, you hit this thing center right in the head, and you drop it.
Nice.
Nice.
It is down and out. Anything else? That was 2 of your actions, if I'm correct.
I don't like this being crowded in the hallway here, so I'm just going to take some cover behind this desk.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Takes us over to Barbar.
All right. Well, Puck, I suppose I'll leave the pretty one to you, and I'll deal with the big one here.
This one's the pretty one. Ugh.
All right. Then I'll go ahead and use my first action to rage.
Sure.
Light up the axe, and then swing at the big guy. In theory. There we go. That's probably not going to do
13 is not a hit. Since we are starting out a new session, everyone does have a fresh hero point. So if you want to burn that for a reroll, and I don't know if we have any banked hero points or not,
Let's see.
or banked rerolls.
We've got 3 banked rerolls, but it's sort of generally better to use at least 1 hero point. Keep 1 in the bank, but spend 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I only have 1 hero point, I'm going to save that to prevent potential death.
Okay.
Yeah, if you've got 2, hit it. Otherwise, reroll.
Yeah.
Okay. You
You
going
want
to
me?
burn a reroll?
Yeah, sure. I'll try a reroll. Why not?
Sure.
Okay. I will take 1 out of our inventory.
There we go.
20 is a hit.
Okay. And we will do
Nice.
15 positive energy damage.
15 positive energy damage. Okay. You
Such
connect with this
positivity.
thing. You lop off one of its many arms. That's your second action. You want to do anything with your third? Another
Yeah.
swing. That is a
I
miss.
miss. That's all right. I'll let that go.
Okay. And that kicks us over to Puck.
Okay, going for the pretty one. So yeah, I'll charge up onto the stage, and I will, if I can, work my way behind her,
Sure.
leaving space open. I
yeah.
should have the. I have
yeah.
this. I have the. Unless there's like difficult terrain or something
Nah,
you want to
you're
roll.
good.
I had enough. Okay.
Oh, snap.
right, so then-
Melissa.
What?
Wow.
Goodness.
500 bits. That's a hero point for everyone.
Making it
Amazing.
For
amazing.
me. That's all for me.
Oh, Jeff gets 5 hero points. No one else does.
I get
I mean,
5
that's
for
not
the-
really how the rules are, but we all know that Melissa cheats. So
That's true.
I mean,
It is
yeah.
true.
Well,
Gosh,
thanks,
that's
Melissa.
true.
Anyway,
Very true. All right. Okay, I'm going to attempt a. So I got flail in one hand, and a hatchet in the other, and I will swing away. So again, he's dual wielding, and he's just hacking, and he has the ability to sort of tie these together. And if there's any resistances or things,
okay.
we'll cover that if it matters.
Yeah.
So first attack, main hand. That's 20.
20 is a hit.
So that's a 9 points of damage on that one. Offhand with the hatchet. 13.
13 is a miss.
I'm going to use a reroll.
Sure.
Because it's the first attack, so it's the one's most likely to hit. 17.
17 still a miss.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
So then I will go ahead and continue flailing away with the second attack.
Yeah.
24.
That's a critical hit.
baby.
Just a quick
Okay,
Nice.
so
Jeff, did you use a hero point to reroll that or a bank to reroll that?
whatever you think is better, Dan.
Just do it,
I don't
banked.
mind either way.
Okay. I just need to know so I can,
Yeah.
I can track.
Mark one off.
Okay.
That's critical hit. What weapon
Okay,
is this with?
This was my flail. So so this is so a couple things are gonna happen. Like damage, first of all, is 9 points, but then I get to use my thingy,
So
my
Yep.
leech clipper thing.
so that is, since it's a crit, I'm going to do double damage on that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the crit things.
That's all right.
Sorry.
I got you here. Go ahead. And so you're tripping.
So basically what happens is I immediately let go of the flail and it wraps around her and it effectively, I'm trying to get it again.
Like
I'm trying to pull
bind
it
or
up.
something.
So yeah, if I critically hit the foe with a weapon from the flail group, which it is, I can wrap the weapon around the target's legs and then drop the weapon. So I just basically swiped out their legs, let go of the weapon after dealing the damage. And so now it's going to take a minus 10 foot circumstance penalty to their speeds until they spend a total of 2 interact actions to disentangle themselves from
Cool.
the flail.
Nice.
Also, with your critical hit, they gain clumsy 2 and enfeebled 2.
Oh, well, that just kind of makes sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clumsy part for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the offhand attack as well. This is my second attack, 23.
Oh, yeah. That's a hit.
And
Nice.
that'll be I'm sorry, I rolled the wrong one. That would actually be a
Is that the minus
Yeah, so-
5 or the minus 10?
yeah, I should have hit the second one. Sorry. Should have been a plus. It should have been a plus. It was a +5 instead of a +7.
Well, if we go off that +5, I'm cool. Well, which one was the higher roll? 16. We'll go with that 16 plus 5. So that's still a hit.
Okay. So then the damage of the last hack would be 9 points.
Okay.
So just wailing away. And then I'll call out to Barbara. Barbara, flank her with me. Let's finish her once and for all.
Okay. She's still
Okay.
up. That kicks us over to Beaker.
I'm gonna rush up to Barbar, and then with my my alchemy set, I'll draw my alchemy set in one hand, and I'll do battle medicine, which will allow me to treat wounds to restore hit points, or at least try to restore some hit points.
Ooh. That's awesome.
So,
Oh, wow.
let's see here.
With the combo of clumsy and enfeebled, pretty much she takes a -2 to absolutely everything.
No.
Oh man,
Awesome.
Awesome.
let's see. That would be
I think that's a
2d8
success.
hit points.
So
Whoa.
Barbar picks up 12 hit points.
Remember, you can only do that once a day.
Yeah.
But I'm
Per
really
person.
grateful because that was a big chunk of hit points.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
You got any action points left, Jake?
No.
Okay. Kicks us over to Sherbert.
Man,
All right,
thank goodness
and
for that.
I've got one question confusing. I want to do electric arc. I've got a range of 60 feet. It just says arc of lightning leaps from one target to another, but how far can it leap?
I'd imagine it probably still needs to be within that range.
Yeah, it doesn't say right
What
there.
spell is it?
Electric arc.
Electric arc.
Electric
I can put it in the chat here. I have reach spell, which extends my range by 30 more
Ooh.
feet. So
So you can basically use extend to give it a range of 30 or from 30 to 60.
yeah,
I mean, if they're both within 60, it would
Yeah.
does that
Seem-
check out then?
As long as they're within your range. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll have them both make reflex saves.
Okay.
That's an awesome cantrip.
It's my only damaging cantrip right now.
That would be a 15 for her. And a 28 for that. So
that definitely makes it.
critical hit, so no damage for that. And full damage for her. So you want to give me that damage roll? As this lightning arc leaps and you can see her body's just racked. She starts smoldering as she collapses to the ground dead.
Oh, yay.
Nice.
Everybody's going to think I'm a badass.
Awesome.
All right. Anything else, Dan?
Nope.
Okay. So this comes around to this thing's turn again. I say punch. It's more of a stab. This large arm with this almost huge hypodermic needle on it as it punches at Barbar.
No.
It's only a 12 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. It punches again. Ooh, that's a critical fail.
Awesome.
Critical fail. This counts as melee. Somehow this thing, it throws its balance off and it falls prone onto the ground. And that is going to be the end of this thing's turn.
Don't mind if we do.
Mornith.
That's the turn it ever takes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna take a couple of shots at this one here.
Okay.
That's really the only thing in the room still, right? So
Yeah.
there we go. So first shot. Yeah, it's probably a miss.
That's a miss.
Second shot. Also a miss.
More of a miss, yeah. Pop off your third shot?
Yeah, why not?
Still,
Nothing.
yeah. 3 shots.
2
Maybe it's
saves.
just that it's lying on the ground. You're shooting over this desk, but all your arrows just harmlessly sail over it. Barbar.
It's firing for effect.
I'll just raise the axe up high and chop it down into a good meaty spot.
Sure.
Come
Ooh, that is a
on.
critical fail.
Hey,
I
we
think-
got more hero points in coming.
Yeah, I'll use up one of my hero points to
Oh,
not
snap. Thanks, Captain. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Put that card back. So if you want to use a hero point and re-roll that,
do.
17 is going to be a hit.
Excellent.
13 points of damage. It is still alive.
I'd like to hack at him again.
Go for it. 18's a hit.
Oh yeah.
16 damage is lethal. As you're just
Yeah.
hacking at this thing in the ground, just dismembering it part by part. And combat ends.
Hey, you know what? That wasn't so bad.
Y'all did good.
Yeah.
Reach down and grab my flail. Carefully unwrap it.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
I'll probably go ahead and pop off detect magic again, just in case there's
Sure.
something to glean from in here.
I will go through her possessions while I'm getting my flail, see if there's anything of interest on here.
Let's
Sure.
see if
I'm
any
gonna
of
go
these
back to
people are
the-
still alive. On
Okay.
the tables.
So Bert searching for people alive. Jake, what were you about to say?
I'm gonna get back to the hand cart, pop open the barrel of iron dust, and then just start like throwing iron dust in the wounds of the golems.
Oh, keep it from possibly healing up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you do that. Mornath, you do find that there are 2 people still alive. They're missing limbs. They've been just flayed open. Doesn't seem right that they're still alive. Maybe there's some kind of magical kind of healing that's going on, preserving their life. But by all rights, they should be dead.
Medic! We got a couple over here. So are these kids?
One of them is a kid. One of them is an adult woman.
Okay.
and the kid's teenage boy, maybe 13 at the most.
Ripe for orphanage.
Jeff, you go through her possessions, and I'm just going to tell you this: between the detect magic, kind of the searching around, I'm just going to go ahead and put out a... Where's it at? Here we go. You all find... Can I show this to everyone? Here we go. This is the loot that you find. Ooh, and I've got that wrong. Let me fix it real quick. There we go.
Neat.
Huh. I don't
Very
know what that
cool.
stuff is, but I didn't know you could just have items in your journal like that.
Yeah. But Jeff, searching through her body, you find a rolled up piece of paper. It's got a few blood stains on it. But I'm just going to show it to you, Jeff, so you can share the information.
I'll go
We
ahead
have
and drag
another
these-
piece, another missive here, another letter.
You want to share that with everyone?
I should read it.
Yeah.
Sure. It says it's addressed to a Krieric. Sister Aberrance wishes us to proceed with the next test. Despite the interference in the market, she still considers it a success. I await your delivery of raw materials. I also require more of the mutagen. Provide that with your delivery. Bring it to the regular place. Moosin will be expecting you. The Mensicate's recruitment in the Outer Westway has been quite successful, hopefully. Soon I won't need to rely on you so heavily for raw materials. Sister Aberrance has informed me that she is watching this directly, so no mistakes will be tolerated. The alabaster crane, blade abhorrent, and once more the symbol of the mother of monsters.
Well, I think we're the mistakes, so
I'm just going to show that to everyone now that we've had our dramatic reading.
it's nicely done.
Is anybody familiar with a Moosin or Mensiket or the alabaster crane? A title perhaps does not seem like a name.
Check our cards.
Yeah, checking your cards, none of these names come up.
Is it maybe like a religious title, possibly?
And that's what it seems like.
I don't know
I
if
believe we have stumbled onto some sort of cult to the mother of monsters, and perhaps this is their titling for their infrastructure.
I imagine this might be towards occultism, probably more than religion.
I don't know.
I am untrained in occultism. My apologies.
I'm untrained as well.
I get religion, not a cult.
Yeah. If anyone has
Same.
any appropriate tests they want to throw at that note to recognize anything,
I have underworld lore.
you can give it a shot.
Sure.
Is
Do we know the
religion
Outer Westway from the location of the
Yeah.
city? We know the Westway. Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
About
that Francis guy, his bar is set up in the Outer Westway.
Son of a bitch, we should have gone to Francis. No. Okay.
Dan, you did real
coming
good.
together.
Underground lore, you're thinking about it like, these names, they don't really ring, but then it's that Moosin that catches you. And there's a really shitty dive restaurant over in let me get the right district. Over in the Silk Bowl called the Bold Trough. And it's owned and ran by the skeezy dude named Moosin McSmirnoff. And you can thank Jeremy and Dan and Jake for that name.
I mean, I regret nothing. I'm wondering, if maybe drunk people disappear from there often, judging by their, their recruitment.
Maybe that's the connection between the parents. They just pick random people who come in. I don't know.
I'm
Either that
trying
or
to
that.
do what I can to.
Yeah, I was about to
keep people
ask,
Still
is
alive.
anyone
Yeah,
else-
I'm going to try to remove their. Oh gosh, how long does it take to do that? 10 minutes, I think it is.
I'm
I
afraid I
do
don't
have
really
the
have
medicine
any
skill,
healing
so
skills.
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 10 minutes to try to heal each person and remove their wounded condition.
Okay. There's 2 people.
Alrighty.
So you're going to need 20
Yep.
minutes for this.
I will start on the younger person first.
Okay.
And I did
Ooh.
update. Oh, do you want to? Do you got hero points?
Yeah.
You want to re-roll it?
I'm going to spend a hero point to re-roll that.
Sounds like a good idea. 13.
Ugh.
You're able to kind of
Yes.
stabilize them. There's oh, do you have a DC you're set against?
There's a DC. I
Yeah,
think.
15 is the minimum, so I
Okay.
don't do any
Mm.
good against him.
Luckily, you don't do any additional harm, but
Yeah, that critical
It's-
failure, I would have done 1d8 damage.
yeah, you would have
Ooh.
killed them.
Yeah.
But they're beyond what you can provide, and you're really worried that even moving or disturbing them is going to be lethal.
I could give him my elixir of life, maybe.
That's
Um,
not a bad idea.
That temporary.
It would
one.
only restore life, but not necessarily cure any wounded shenanigans that are going on here.
Hmm.
Let me double check something. I do also have a healing potion I could use too, which says it heals wounds.
Yeah, I would imagine that Mornath, while these 2 are looking over the boy, you're probably tending to the woman at this point.
Yeah.
I only have one of them, but I could part with it.
Do you want to
I'm
give
trying
it?
to, if they're hooked up to equipment, seeing what I can remove without harming them, and
Yeah. If you want to give me just like a healing test, is that a skill in
yeah,
this?
I've got
Yeah.
medicine.
Yeah, medicine test.
11.
You find a couple things that are safe to remove, but I mean, there's all these strange vats and tubes coming in and out. You can see that some of these vats are leading on to this, lab chemical alchemy equipment. It looks like it's almost distilling it down into some small jars that look very similar to the ones that you already picked up. Dan, were you going to give this boy or
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
go ahead and
the alchemical and magical properties of your healing potion kind of close him up just enough that you think you could move him and try and get him somewhere. But I mean, even still, you're imagining now he's still critical. You got maybe hours to get him to a skilled healer of some kind.
okay. And this might be where I'll go ahead and stack on the other potion here.
You gonna dump that in as well?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like it extends your time a little bit, but I mean, what was done to him is unnatural.
Extensive. Yeah.
Yeah. The woman, though, is not.
Dude.
Yeah.
We do have a Temple of Sarin Ray in the city, right?
Yeah.
They're usually very accomplished healers. Do we have an idea, or would I maybe have an idea if there'd be one of them somewhat close to where we're at?
You're not exactly sure where you're at underground, but the Temple of Sarin Ray is going to be in the the northern portion of the Mistwalk. So if you're looking at the city map, I'm just going to put a little mark on it. So it'd be kind of where I put that black X. Not too far from the center of town, a little ways north of where that market is.
Okay. mean, I'm glad to carry him. Do you think the lady there's going to be able to walk on her own, Mornath, or?
Oh no, 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 no,
no.
no, no. I don't know. I don't want to see how this lady's still alive. Honestly, this is bad.
I mean, I hate to
Perhaps
say it, but
she shouldn't be.
we may only have
Um,
the materials to save one of them.
I mean, I've got a potion too. If it gives her even just a little bit of time to try.
I think she's stable.
Well,
If we try and move her, it's going to be bad.
yeah,
And we should get something here fast.
Looking at it backwards, we shouldn't be taking them to the temple. We should be bringing temple healers
Yes.
here.
Okay, that's a
still-
good point. That's a good point.
We still need to find the exit out of this place.
So moving through these large sewers, occasionally you would see, like how I described those chutes going down. Occasionally you do see those chutes going up as well. So, a minute or two walk and you could find one going up to what looks like a manhole going to surface level.
Do we all want
Right.
to go try and find them, or do we want to have some people wait and some people go?
I'll stay behind to see if there are any alchemical reagents here that might be able to help. If I could
Mm-hmm.
cobble something together or research notes, things of that nature.
I'll stay with
Show
you
us.
for some protection.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I know where the temple is. I can. Once I'm above ground, I should know my way around.
Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
Barbar's going up. Anyone else going up with him?
I'll go with Barbar just in case I have an opportunity to meet back up with my familiar here.
Mm.
Okay.
Might be an extra hand.
Puck.
I will remain here.
Okay.
Barbar is capable of thanking for them. If
Okay.
something should happen, I will
All right.
remain.
So Sherbert and Barbar are going up. 3 of you are staying down. So the 2 of you going up. Sure enough, you head out. Minute or two later, you do find a manhole going to surface level. You find yourself actually kind of overshot the central market area. You're actually in the southeastern most part of the Westway. But that only puts you a short walk over to the Temple of Sarin Ray.
So we're somewhere in this vicinity.
More like where I'm pinging at there.
Okay. That was,
All right,
My
we're gonna take
mouse
that
went
short
nuts.
walk and turn it into an even shorter sprint.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
So as soon as you get up and get moving, Dan, I presume you've got some kind of communication with your familiar.
Yeah, it's within a mile.
Okay. I'll give it. While you're up there, you can reconnect with your familiar. It's not a problem. You find the Temple of Sarin Ray. It's got the large angelic statue out front of it. As you go barging through the doors, you can see their clergy in the traditional white and blue with golden trim, tending to a few people here, going about their duties. But as soon as you go busting through that doors, it kind of catches everyone by surprise. Greetings. You seem quite upset. What is the emergency?
It is an emergency. There's a woman and a child. The mother of monsters. They're cult. They've done horrible things to them. They're on the verge of death. You have to see it to believe it, but they are in dire need. They've been operated on, terrible things. They need you now.
Can't move them. We
You
need
don't
someone who's
Need to say
talented.
anything more. She calls out to an acolyte, "Get my kit. We leave now." And she gathers her kit. Her acolyte brings a kit, and she runs out of the door, following behind you two. Oh,
Okay.
plus familiar.
Yeah. And
Okay, I'll probably just have him be back in, centipede form
Sure.
at this
Yeah.
point.
with Sarin Ray being my primary data, I'll make sure to say whatever the traditional, blessing or appreciation is. Her light shine upon you. Thank you for coming so quickly.
Enough of the formalities. We must move with haste.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we cut back to our friends underground, maybe a couple of minutes later, you'd hear footsteps approaching. Coming towards you, single set of footsteps, walking nonchalantly. And sure enough, a man in hooded clothing walks through the tunnel, bold as can be, not paying any attention, as he calls out, let me get that right name. Kririg, are you ready with those elixirs? We need to prepare for the shipment. And he looks up. Oh, shit. What all do you want to do?
This guy is the one that we
Charge him.
need to capture.
Yeah. Charge him.
I shoot him.
Yeah, just
Yeah. So Bert's going to get that shot off first. So make your shot. Puck, you're barreling in. Jake, what's
I'm loading my sling to hit this man with bullets.
okay? Oh, Mornath, 26.
Oh my
That
gosh,
is
he
a
used to be a
critical
villain.
hit.
He used to be a villain and until he took an arrow.
Holy shit,
You
Mornath.
one shot him, dude. Just dead between the eyes.
Just mumble to myself, don't ever
Down
screw
he
with the kids.
goes.
Don't screw with the kids.
I'll point out, check his
quickly-
pockets for anything useful, and I'll
Right. We'll quickly start
Going
going through
back
his
my stuff.
pockets.
You find two of these little flasks of the same chemical. He was also looking through a book, and it's looking through it. It's more of a recipe book for creating creatures almost. So like how to bind different parts of animals and people together to get this kind of outcome or that kind of outcome. Jake, you would be familiar with not necessarily the monstrous parts of it, but there's a lot of basis in alchemical components and magical components.
boy, that sounds like something I should burn immediately, or maybe keep it for research.
Evidence.
Yeah, evidence definitely for that.
Research would be good. We might have to fight some of these creatures at some point.
Absolutely,
Sure.
that
Yeah.
would help us prepare for the worst.
Might
Yeah.
give you some idea how to reverse the process.
I'm not far along in my studies enough yet to be able to do exactly that, but we'll definitely get to work on that.
So yeah, as you get some downtime, you'll just have to study this and you'll get information out of it.
I guess you could say Beaker lacks the experience to be able to do that.
Oh.
You're a
Um,
young beaker.
yeah.
Soon you'll meet with the best of them.
Couple of minutes later, you hear many footsteps running towards you.
They're coming. Get ready to fire. Don't even let them see you. Just fire away.
Is that what you're doing?
No, of course.
Okay. That's for the
Looking,
best.
listening and looking carefully. Looking
Sherbert's
carefully.
gonna run in
Fill the
like,
barrel
"We've
full of
got
acid.
help."
Get ready.
You'll never
God.
take us alive.
As Barbar comes thundering around the corner with Sherbert behind with two of the clergy from the Temple of Sarin Ray.
I'm probably in last place. I'm half.
Okay, yeah. Barbar, two clerics, and
a
then
second
eventually
later.
Sherbert comes
About 20
huffing and
minutes
puffing.
later.
No, his familiar first, and then
And then
Sherbert
Sherbert.
finally.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, the clerics are totally aghast. This is intense, but they go to work. The priestess who's helping you out, she is confident in her skills. She moves with precision. She does what she can through potions, through prayer. She's not able to immediately, just pop these people up, but she gets it to a point where it's safe to move them. She's like, well, we'll need to get them back to the temple for they're going to need a lot of help, but we can provide it.
We have a
I'll take
card.
the
We found a
blankets
card.
off of. Yeah, I'll take the blankets off of the bed and put that in the
Yeah.
grimy cart.
Yeah. Sure. So yeah, you spend some time loading them up. We won't have to go through. Eventually you get them to the surface. You wheel them over to the temple. She doesn't even bother to say goodbye. She's about these two patients. She wheels them back. They get to business, leaving you all standing there. Just kind of like, okay. As
With our
all
thumbs up our asses.
Yeah.
If there's another member of the clergy there, she said that it's going to take extensive work. I don't know exactly what that accounts for, but if she needs reagents, I'll fumble through and give them 10 gold.
Oh, this is very kind of you. We will put this to good use.
I found some on the knoll. We could take a portion of this to help when the two of them recover.
Oh, that's
So without even conferring, I'll just take just to make the math easy. I'll take 14 of the 54 gold.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw that over.
Okay. They'll take all of it.
Inventory
Yeah.
updated.
Yeah, so everyone gets
We will put this to good use and put it towards their help and their rehabilitation, and try to make sure they get set up on their feet with what they need after we're done. But they'll be here for a while.
and thanks. Thank you.
If everyone wants to take 8 gold real fast, I'll clear the inventory out.
Okay. So you eventually make your way back out to the street. It's getting kind of late in the day. You can see the sun starting to set off in the west. What's next?
Boy, that guy came wandering from somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Although I also could really use some time to recover slots and things like that. Although, can I call dibs on that spell strike ammunition?
It's 6 arrows.
By all means.
Oh, it's arrows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought that was just something that gave me
Yeah.
spell slots or something.
If you read
And
it,
if only we knew somebody who was like a crack shot with arrows.
yeah,
That's probably more now.
You can cast a spell into one of these, and when you shoot someone with it, it'll activate that spell on them.
Does it do
nice.
its regular arrow damage too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can charge them up with spells, and then somebody who's good at shooting them can unload them.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So
You'll,
basically, if you had a leftover spell at the end of the day, you just
Dump it into that.
that's
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah. Now when you shoot this spell, it does, whatever magical effect as well.
Nice.
Or shoot this
okay.
arrow. Yeah.
That's cool.
And you've got
So
6 of those.
I may take them to start with, just so I know how many I have to load spells into,
Mm-hmm.
and then as I get them casted or whatever, I could give them to someone else.
Okay.
In Baker, there are a few alchemical substances here, poisons and the like. It might be best if these were in your hands until we figure out who best to divvy these to.
Absolutely. I'll ensure that they're not used inappropriately.
There's
And there is
also
this.
the opal.
Yes.
Who does deception? Probably Mornath.
Everybody just kind of wordlessly looks over at Mornath.
So this is specifically a deception check to feint.
Oh,
So to try and dodge an attack or something.
I might do that then, because I actually am trained in deception. But
I am too.
but do you expect to want to feint, or do you expect me to want to feint?
Oh, I think it's more suiting to you.
Okay.
I'm.
And you can,
Nah, I don't care either way.
if you still got that, you can just drag those to whatever character sheet from the journal entry.
I put them in our group journal,
Okay, cool.
so that they're accessible to anybody else we need.
The tender twig is essentially like a
A
striker.
match, basically. Yeah.
Can be used to start a fire very easily.
Nice.
So, yeah. You know, sun's setting. It's still early in the evening.
We could return quickly at the bodies we left. We were not careful with their disposal.
Probably wouldn't hurt to just get that place cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
just
The other
in
thing is
case-
we're
Alert the
gonna-
boar squad as well. Maybe they
Yeah.
will
Put a
help us.
watch to see who might be coming into the church or not. Well, the
orphanage.
orphanage late in the evening and such to keep, a watch on that.
Yeah, so heading back to the Bone Row?
Do we want to coordinate with the boar squad first? Because clearly, like, the jig is up at this point.
Yeah.
We've messed
Yeah.
with the orphanage.
Yeah.
We've messed with their hideout. They'll be more cautious now than they were before.
Mm-hmm. Although we have killed everyone, so nobody might have reported back yet.
Yeah. But I mean, if nothing else, just so that they can be, I mean, they may be what, they are what they are, but at the same time, this is still their home.
Yes.
Right.
No, I agree. I agree.
Maybe take them on a little tour of all the nasty crap we found.
Okay. So, yeah, if you want to head back to Bone Row, it's getting kind of late in the day at this point. You ask around a little bit, and people actually point you out. Like, they hang out at this old smithy that's no longer being used. If you head that direction, you'll find them. Is that what you want to do?
I think so. Would it be possible to go ahead and make another little underworld lore check on here to see if there's anything we might know about them that might help us
Secret handshakes and the like.
associate with them in a non-hostile manner?
Yeah, if you want to roll that for me.
All right.
Oh, wow, you did good. So, yeah, first things first. The boar crew are the Bone Row's their turf. They do have known associations with the Vor-Rabar, but their main thing that they kind of are known for, they keep a tight leash on Bone Row, and they kind of act as its police force, which you already know. They do most of their, illicit crimes revolve around smuggling, getting things in and out of the city here and there. They're not openly aggressive to the citizens of Bone Row, but they're very, very watchful for outsiders in Bone Row. But you definitely hear their leader. He likes money. So bribes go a long way.
Okay. I mean, that's good to know. In case we got to grease some palms, we know how to do it now.
Sure. So yeah, as you're kind of heading to your way, you don't get to where you've been told to go. Because as you're turning down a back alley,
they're probably already there.
You see them kind of stepping out as you turn around. And the person who certainly looks like the leader, kind of leading the bunch, calls out, "So, I heard y'all been looking for us, causing some trouble here in our nice neck of the woods."
Depends on what you call
fixing trouble.
Fixing some trouble. Causing trouble at an orphanage. I don't call that fixing anything.
Trouble. Do you know what they're doing at that orphanage?
I know that they stashed some goods for us here and there.
Oh, they did.
The
a
goods
lot
are still
more
there.
than that.
Didn't touch them.
Yeah. It's the drugging the children and killing them and doing experiments on them. That's the part we have trouble with. And we're hoping you have trouble with that too.
That's fucked up. I knew they burnt through a lot of kids. Bert, give me a perception test.
Okay. Let's see here. Perception. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Whoa.
You recognize their leader.
Okay.
You recognize him as
One of our cards is
one of your cards. Long Pig.
might be a problem for another day.
Yeah. Well, I don't say anything like, "Oh, hey, by the way,
A big ass
collect that
bounty on your head.
As you like hold up the card, you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely him.
So, you're saying you found a problem in our neck of the woods. You fixed it. That carries
to
some
be
weight.
respectful, we want to come and tell you about it."
All right. That
It's
carries
not
some more
over.
weight. It's not over.
We don't think the problem's done.
What do you mean? Get your point.
There's
Yeah.
like, I mean, we're going to guess you probably don't like the idea of another organization trying to do like a network through your area. And that's kind of exactly what they're doing.
Someone's moving shit through my area. They got to pay the toll. Are you telling me there's some crew here working right under my nose?
Quite literally.
I mean, they're dead now, but there's
Some.
probably going to be more in the future.
All
They're
right.
like religious nut jobs. So, you know, that type can be pretty aggressive in their process.
What, they worshiping that, what is that, that dead eye, long eye, whatever it was, that weird.
That's a sham.
No, that was a sham. If you see that and somebody's like legitimately a priest to them, they're okay. No, if you see something that looks more like a weird wolf face, that's when you got to worry.
Weird wolf
we-
faces. Yeah, that's generally
We can
causes
maybe
worry.
show him a drawing or something.
Okay.
Yeah, pull out one of the letters.
All right. So I'll do my sweeps, make sure nothing fucks up in my neck of the woods. What are you wanting from me? Just come in and tell me the good news?
Well, I mean, this is your home, your territory. So, like,
Your
We
people
wanna-
are disappearing.
We thought if we told the glorious hammer of the bad goings on here, it might cause some undue pressure on the people of Bone Row. So we decided to approach you instead.
All right. Give me a diplomacy check there, Jake. That's a good argument.
That's a good argument.
Oh, I'm an expert in diplomacy, but let's see
Ooh.
how that plays out.
you can do it.
16. All right. Well, your thinking's right there. All right. I'll sort it out. If I find anything else out, I'll pass it along to you.
And,
We
We
sure
will leave
got
you
them.
to investigate the orphanage to your heart's delight. I'm sure whatever goods you stashed there are still there. Just look out for a trap door in the children's bedroom. You will see an inkling of what we've been discussing.
And for what it's worth, I'm sure you've got a real salty crew there. And some of these folks might not look like much, but if you ever see one of them go for a vial, disarm them or be ready for something terrible.
And I'll
'Cause-
hold up one of the bottles
Yeah.
that we've
They
Since
like to keep
collected.
them in their pockets real handy.
They had notes about mutagen or something like it. Apparently, like it can turn them into monsters, and that's
fucked up.
They
It
might
is,
look
so-
frail, but they might not be.
we don't want you to get, if we're going to bring this to your attention, we don't want you to get caught off guard by some bullshit like that.
How many of them vials did you get back?
Just a couple.
well, we got one from the fellow downstairs. We got one from the cultist in the lab. We got two from the fellow who busted into the lab, and then there was some that we could have that we put together into one that was being drained from the two people.
Trained
So-
for people. They're making this shit
Yeah.
out of people?
Yeah.
Oh
It's-
yes, orphans specifically.
Oh, fuck.
If you get
don't fuck
ideas
with
about
kids.
using it or selling it, I would advise against it. It's not
Well-
likely to be good for your long-term health.
Now, if it's associated with people who are doing shit to kids, I can't let that abide. All
We
right.
can't either.
We're going through the bone row. If there's any more of this shit in here, we'll root it out. I'll tell you what, you've
Yes,
all
feel
been
free to
good
kill
to
them
me.
first.
Yeah, you've all been good to me. I'll tell you what, if I dig up any information from this, I could pass it your way.
Sounds like a deal.
How do you want me to
Just
do
send a
that?
messenger. The Temple of the First Vault is where we hang our hats.
All right. Anyway, I'm Long Pig. Keep an eye out for anything I
Beaker.
might come with. Beaker?
Bar.
Sherbert.
All right. I'll tell you what. You've all done us a good favor here in Bone Row, and we don't get a lot of those. If you're ever passing through, you got safe protection, safe passage while you're here. You move goods through here, I do expect my toll.
That's not our game.
I'll tell you what, I'll even give you a friend discount, 5%.
Well, that's real kind if it ever comes up, but that's not so much our thing.
Mordeth standing behind the rest of the party, looking him in the eyes and going, smuggling is my specialty.
Nice.
Hey, if you ever looking for work, we've always got jobs to do. I can set you up with my guy. We're always looking for good crews that know what to do.
Well, we've got a current contract that needs to be filled first.
Okay. Anyway, I got drinking to do, and I got to go burn down an orphanage. Make sure that shit doesn't crop up again.
Have fun.
Carry on.
All right. Get the fuck out of here. I got shit to do.
All right.
That was a
That
good
actually went
idea,
all right.
Maker.
We didn't even have to bribe him.
Once
Yeah.
we're alone, I'll find the card. How much was he worth? Show everybody.
His
How much
card,
was he worth?
Long Pig is worth 700.
Boy.
Oh, gentlemen.
That is a lot
We're
of
going
money.
to come back at some point.
But at this point, we have somebody who is
Well, think of it like an interest-bearing account. We know where to find him. We can come for him whenever we need that money.
and more importantly, at the very least, he shares the common standard that you
Yes.
don't fuck with kids and will actively patrol this area. That's
I mean, we don't know who would take over, but if we ever needed that gold.
Yeah.
He'd
I'd
have
Maybe
to
we
have done
make
something
friends with the
to
person
get the
who's underneath them
bounty
first.
that high.
So very specifically, what you were told when you got this deck of cards. These are members of the Vorabar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that would be why the Glorious Hammer has this bounty out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think we benefit more from him alive than dead at the moment.
But
our goal.
working with him is a step too far, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he did offer a job, especially after Mornath spoke up about smuggling.
I think taking that job.
We can pass on the bounty for now, of course, but
yeah. I don't know anything
Later.
about the other business.
Later.
Because then this area would be wide open to a new smuggling. I mean, we would be doing for the better good of the community.
Yeah. It would be primed for new community leadership, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Economic advancement will soon be available.
Oh, I didn't even say, the captain got us some more bits. And
He
that's a
did.
banked
What?
reroll.
Oh
Thanks,
my!
Captain. You're
Nice.
fantastic.
Let me get that tucked in our sheet here.
All right. Now what's up?
I think some of the criminals may be slightly better than the authorities.
Yeah, it's all shades of gray.
Should we look up this Musin McSmirnoff before news has a chance to reach him about
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
you could go to the bowl, was it the bold trough?
Yeah.
We're gonna make a full day of it. It sounds like.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, by the time you make it back across town, it is coming up sunset. It's dark. A shady restaurant like that's still probably open. You want to head there? Do you want to rest for the night, follow any other leads, or go straight for it before he has a chance to get word?
I think we need to do it fast. We don't know
Yeah.
how long they're
Agreed.
gonna be missed for.
Okay.
Mhm.
Our recklessness hasn't steered us wrong yet.
You spend a little bit of time asking around, searching. In the Silk Bowl, you do find the Bold Trough. It is a rundown, ramshackle restaurant. Almost looks like a dive bar.
Moment for me.
As you approach up, there's this big, burly looking like half orc. No shirt on, show off his give or take bulging muscles. Kind of sitting next to the door, clearly looking like a bouncer. As you walk up, are you here for food?
No, we're here for drinks.
That's fair
Actually,
too.
I am hungry. I could go for some food with a drink.
All right. Don't cause any trouble in here. Keep your weapons sheathed. I'll have no trouble. You fuck around, I'll break you. Head on in.
Duly noted. And I'll scooch on in.
Yeah, as you go in, a decent sized establishment inside, grimy, kind of stinks a little bit. You can see it's almost set up buffet style where there's, these plates and this long tables just loaded with food. None of it looks real great, but there is a bar on the other side where they're serving drinks. As you walk in, this, young halfling woman, maybe 20s, comes up. You eating or you drinking?
Drinking.
Drinking?
Yes.
Head on over to the bar. Pay for the drinks before you get them. If you want food, it's 5 silver, and you got to pay me up front. Eat as much
What
as you
food
want.
do you have?
What you see over there, there's, cuts of meat. We got some veggies over there, I think. We did have, coconut shrimp, but our supplier ran out.
Coconut shrimp. What is this?
That sounds fabulous.
Well, we're out of it now. We had some supplier issues, but,
Do you have any what did they call it back home? Jalapeno poppers?
Oh, yeah, we got jalapeno poppers.
Yes, and I will quickly.
All right,
report
yes,
over
I'll-
silver.
5 silver,
Yeah,
all you can
me too,
eat.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Very good to go.
You load it up. I mean, it's greasy looking food. You can see there is a tray out loaded with, halved jalapenos loaded up with what looks like cheese, cream cheese wrapped in bacon. All sorts of, cuts of meats, fish, sides to go along with everything. Nothing looks high quality, but there sure is a lot of it.
I have 2 plates already filled this high.
Sometimes quantity is quality.
I mean, we've worked pretty hard today.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
So yeah, you all load up, find you a table. She comes back around like, all right, you got food? You all want drinks? I'll bring you something. So you want hard or harder?
Um,
2 choices.
yes.
All right, silver each.
I'll pass over 2 silver.
All right, you get a hard and you get a harder.
The same.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So yeah, she takes your coin. She comes back with this big tray. There's these big wooden steins. She hands out some kind of ale, a little bit greasy on top. Passes it out. There's your hard. And your harder, she hands out these dirty little glasses, little tumblers full of this amber color fluid. Maybe in some of them you see little fruit flies floating in there. And there's your harder. Just give a holler. If you need anything else, my name's Darlene. I'll come right on over.
Very well.
Darlene, thank you. You've put a nice ribbon on the end of a bad day. This is greatly appreciated.
You drink that harder, and it'll eventually turn into a great day and then back into a bad day. But enjoy it while you can.
Cheers.
Stick it with just the hard.
And then I'll chase it with the hard. Harder
Hey,
first.
I'll
chase
just
with
pass
hard.
both of mine
Yes.
over to Barbar.
Yeah,
Make a Boilermaker drop the harder into the hard.
there you go. There you go. Yeah,
Well,
you
that's a good idea.
spend some time gorging your face. Eventually, this big, stocky dude comes out of the back carrying these big trays of food, reloading the buffet. You can see that he's got this really kind of cruddy, think like Hawaiian looking shirt. Greasy, filthy, but it's got like little prints of strange antlered animal mooses all over it. He loads it up, heads back into the kitchen.
Get a good look at him.
Is that our man there? Wait,
Dan,
yes?
Sherbert, yeah, you get a positive ID. That's Moosin, the owner of this establishment.
All right.
Let's call Darlene over. Maybe she can get us a meeting with him.
Yeah.
Maybe we mention something about, being recruited. Hear that they're doing some of that around here. People looking for work.
What was that? What was the name of the animal on the last letter?
Let me get that letter back out.
The
for you.
alabaster crane.
Perfect.
Yeah. Something like, the crane sends her regards.
Okay. So yeah, you called
Well,
Darlene over.
Well, specifically, the crane was awaiting a delivery of raw materials from Keurig and requires more of the mutagen. And so to bring it to the regular place Moosin will be expecting you. We could pose then
As the people
As
with the mutagens.
the people with what it is that Moosin is expecting.
I like this idea even better.
Man.
We even have one of the vials, right?
We have a lot of
Yeah,
them.
we've got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got like
do.
4 or 5 of them.
Okay.
Oh my God. You guys are so good at this.
So yeah, you call Darlene over. She comes on over. Y'all need some more? You want hard or harder?
Both, please.
2 silver, and it's all yours.
Who is the chef?
Chef? It's Moosin. He owns the
Cook.
joint.
We would very much like to speak with him, compliment him on his wonderful array. Is it possible to do this?
Yeah, it's not usually something we get, but I guess if you really want to, I'll go get him.
Thank you.
I'll be back with your drinks here in a minute. So you see her, heads off to the back, and sure enough, a moment later, this big lumbering dude comes back out. Y'all wanted something? Food not good? Listen, I cooked that all myself. I don't care what they say. I picked out any worms that I found along the way.
Good to know.
Good to know.
I mean, worms are protein too, even if there was some.
See,
There
that's
wasn't.
what I say, but you get one bad review.
Who gave you a bad review?
I don't know, some other jerk runs some restaurant. I swear, somehow I think he's the one responsible for our shrimp problem.
He posted it up on the local pillory that's just called Yelp. They call the whole Yelp.
Yeah, you can see like this old flyer, this Yelp review, and there's just knives stabbed into this article. Anyway,
Well, we were here to discuss this, and I'll pull out a jar of the mystery mutagen and set it on the table.
he gets real uncomfortable. You're not the one I was expecting.
No, the crane was unfortunately unable to make it. We just needed to know where this is going.
Oh, so the crane
Some
sent
trouble
you.
with the boards.
There were some accidents.
The Blades of Orant are having a hard time of things, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. And the crane sent you.
Mhm.
I see how it is. Okay. Give me a second. I'll come right back with what you need.
I might go ahead and have my little centipede pal stick to him.
Sure. Your centipede shimmies on up. You start getting some feedback. You can see he goes back into the kitchen, and his big old fryer, he gets 2 buckets, and he scoops up some of this boiling oil, loads 2 buckets with it.
I think we're about to get lambasted.
And all of a sudden, the door just erupts. Boom! As he kicks it open.
All right, tip the table over, hide behind it.
Reflex. Dan, you said it. Dan, you give me a reflex.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Hey, you got this. We believe in
Hey,
you.
that was 2 silvers worth of drinks.
Oh my god!
Okay.
I might go ahead and
You want to spend it?
I'll hero point that real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this.
Oh,
As 2 buckets of bubbling cooking oil come flying at you. Everyone give me that reflex save.
Oh boy.
am I still allowed to make the reflex save or?
That was to see if you flip the table. This is to see how much oil damage you're about to take. Damn, Puck's good.
Wow.
I'm hanging
oh
from
my
the rafters
goodness.
right now.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to spend another hero point.
That's fine. I'll let you know. 15's the number I'm going for here.
Boy. Sorry, everybody.
Who failed it?
Just me, I think.
Okay.
Sorry, Dan.
Guess who's on the menu?
Those of
Halfling.
you who
Halfling's
pass.
on the menu.
Mm-hmm.
Also, thanks for that reroll, Captain.
I'm sorry. Those of you who fail take 12 damage. Those of you
Got
who
that.
pass take 6. That's another hero point for everyone. Thanks, Captain.
Yeah.
And
and a
Puck,
big reroll.
you leap up into the rafters and it just blows past you. With that, we're at time. Next session, we're going to start up the fights at the Bold Trough with
Yes.
Moosin. And we'll see where it goes.
All right, so I'm going to start by fainting now.
It's not that kind of faint.
It's not that kind of
Vipers.
faint, but that's the one I'm going for.
That's the one you're going for.
Roll deception, yeah.
All right.
I like how
boys.
Dad's the only one who failed. He's like, try to flip the table. Like all of us just dive away, and he's like,
Yeah. Go ahead and take 250 XP for tonight.
Good time.
Dan, go ahead and take your 6 HP worth of healing.
Thank you kindly.
And yeah, next session we'll start up. We'll have a fight going on. See what you can learn. That's where we're wrapping up. Let's do some plugs. Bert, what would you like to plug?
Yeah, on the stream this week at twitch.tv/Steam Steel Murder, we've got BX Dungeons and Dragons this Friday. We're starting Castle Amber, the classic.
Ooh, wow.
And then this Sunday, we're doing GURPS Traveler, is what it's looking like. And then on following Tuesday is first edition Dungeons and Dragons. Also, check out the podcast at Blue Magic, BLUMAGIK.com.
Very cool. Let's see. Who else wants to plug? Jeff wants to plug things.
Sure. Twitch.tv/the Lollygaggers. We play tabletop role-playing games on the internet. This Friday, we are playing Delta Green, Continuing Impossible Landscapes, a 4-part massive campaign. We are nearing the midway point, so we're almost done with part 2. Very exciting, crazy bonkers ending to our last session. Saturday, we are doing Worlds Without Number, a sci-fantasy hex crawl. And Monday, we are doing Alien, where you can see a couple of the faces here. That'll be Chuck and Jeremy are in that game. And then Tuesdays, I'm over on Garbly Games playing Call of Cthulhu, Mass of Nyarlathotep.
Very nice. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we're on the last couple of days of the Black Blizzard Kickstarter. If you like checking out independent comics, some occult mixed with some noir style, go check it out. It's a good time. It's funded, pushing forward. You're gonna love it.
Very cool. Yeah, and you're watching this on Defenders of Kobold. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central, you can come here and watch this game. Fantastic. This Friday, if you come back at 10 p.m. Central, so, go watch the Lollygaggers, and when the raid kicks off, come watch over here. We're doing some more Pathfinder 2nd Edition. That's the Savior of Vruz, the sibling campaign of this one. This coming Saturday, 9 p.m. Central, over on twitch.tv/GoodmanGamesOfficial. We are continuing the Crypt of the Devil Lich. We're doing 5th edition at 15th level. Special guest player Jordan, the PH is silent. And you can catch a whole bunch of the people here, pretty much everyone but Jeff. Jeff's busy doing things over on his channel.
They didn't want me to play. I said mean things. Jack got bad.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
And yeah, this Sunday, 9 p.m. here on Defenders, we're doing Salt Marsh. So come check that out. That's what we got for the week. And I'll be over on Aliens with Jeff on Monday. It'll be fun. I don't know. I don't got anything else. So thanks for hanging out. And until we see you next time, start fires, do drugs, and go get that damn vaccine. Deuces.